Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here goes another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You like my music? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Then go ahead and copy it. Bye. Bye. What it is, you can tell by the thumbnail right there. Yes, indeedy, man. What has happened to Chito Ranas? What exactly is the motivation behind what he's doing right now? I sympathize, man. I'm watching the decline or the seeking of attention or the asking of help from the people. You know, when you sit back and you watch Chito Ranas and you watch everything he's went through a lot of things that a lot of other people have also went through. You know, nothing different. Being incarcerated, I understand there's a lot of strife, there's a lot of struggle, there's a lot of realness that goes on. And you feel like you're left alone. You feel like you're left to your own demise, right? But it's up to you and the mentality you have to understand what you're really going to do with it. Are you going to go in there and conform and be about it? Be about that wiggleization, whatever it encompasses, however the time is on that particular yard. Are you going to do that and roll with the punches? Or are you going to go out of the box and think you're that one and try to play a role and get political and do all that? That's totally up to you, however you do your time. But it's quite understandable that when you're doing time, you need to understand one thing, that those that are living life on the outside of the walls, their life is moving on, homes. It's not that they forgot about you, but you're doing what you do. You know, out of sight, out of mind. If you're incarcerated, you can't expect everyone else's life to stop just because yours did. When you're out there doing crime and you're out there wiggling, you need to understand that people recognize that. And when you sit down and do your time, you're doing your time. They're not doing it with you or for you. So I've been hearing lately, you know, Chito Rana's talking about, Benza, I'm not at the studio. You know, I'm in a whole nother level. But anyways, you hear people talking about what Chito Rana's like, hey, he, or even himself, you know, he's feeling bad for himself. He's shitting on himself. It seems like there's something that's getting to him. And I understand he lost a very good close friend while he was incarcerated. I remember when it happened, I chose not to speak on it. Just because I could see in his eyes when he put a message out from the Pinta that, you know, it really touched him. It touched the depths of his soul. He was that was really a close homeboy of his, family member, brother. You know, when he lost Jalisco, I too could feel the anguish or the depths of his losing someone. It started to affect me. Like, man, imagine someone that's close to you like that, your road dog, your camarada, who you're always with, and you lose them, and there's nothing you could do about it. You're incarcerated at the time, and you feel like, man, I couldn't be there for him. You start blaming yourself. So I understand where he's coming from, but he can't let that one moment in life dictate the rest of his life. See, this man sat down and did his time. How he did his time and where he did his time is irrelevant. He did that. And he got out straight to a bag. He got out straight to getting it. He got out with that same talent that he went in with. Most of these guys that are incarcerated and sit down and do an extensive amount of time, 3, 4, 5 years, they're in there and they just can't wait to get back to the calles. They can't wait to get back to the opportunities that were there when their mind was clouded and they weren't seeing it straight. So usually you utilize prison, utilize a place sitting down like that to get your mind right so you can shine right. Vato wasn't doing that. It seems like, and I'm not going to just put nothing on his plate, but he got out a whole 115 pounds lighter. I don't know if that was due to the burpees or that was due to something else, but at the same time, his mind is not the same as it was. Now, I know he's saying he lost a lot of people. He feels like people turned their back on him. And that's quite understandable. Having done time, that's how it is for everybody. Everybody goes through that. But it's what type of mentality you have and how strong-minded you are to overcome them barriers. Now, this Vato, you know, he's looked at in Sacramento in a lot of different ways. You know, like I said, he's been the voice of the upstate Sureni movement over there in Sacramento. Maybe not the one politically, but the voice, the one that's seen, the one that's heard, the one that's out there. Because he's very talented, man. You know, the first time I got put on a Chito Rana, here's a crazy story. I was kicking it with one of my homeboys from Sacra, and he's a northerner. And I went and swooped him up. We were going out to Frisco, and then from there we went to a casino, hit a couple strip clubs, doing us, right? It's my boy, man, for a minute. And he was like, "Hey, bump that North Sac, baby." And I automatically figured it was a Northerner song, and I said, "Throw on whatever you want, bro." And we're cruising, and we bump it. I'm like, Jalisco got the 40 in, riding deep in the Suburban. I said, "That's right." And then he told me, "Hey, that's upstate or south sider from Sakura from Howell Park." I was like, "Is that right?" I said, "He goes." He says, "Hey, look, bro. A lot of the homeboys be bumping. They won't say it, but a lot of us be bumping his shit, right?" He says, "That fool goes." And I could see the respect there, the way he talked about him. He wasn't looking at it in a gang or orientated fashion. He was looking at it as this guy's talented. And it was at that moment I started to really listen to Chito Rana, listen to his music, and forget all the political parts of it. You know, I'm no longer in the mix, so it holds no bearing to my weight and what I'm doing. But at the same time, you got to understand that there's always going to be that little, okay, let me see what this guy's all about there. And he's very talented. He has, to me, the potential to really be a crossover, to really be one, right? And his voice could be heard. But he's lost his way, gente. And he's lost his way because something tragic happened in his life. Now, I know a lot of people are pointing towards the Jalisco incident in Sanjo, and I don't think it's that. I think that he's seeking a cry for help. It's a cry for help. I've seen it many a times. Something else is missing in his life that he needs. And he's putting it out there doing these interviews. I mean, what's the mentality to get right out and go straight on the run? Now, I remember back in the days when you're in the mix like that, and it's true, I've met homeboys that say, "Fuck the parole officer." You know what I mean? And get straight to it. I'm going to go out there and get it and get a good run. But you always got to understand in the back of your mind that you will be sitting down again. You will go back. They're going to catch you. It's only a matter of time. You can only run for so long. And you'll notice this. This is, well, at least this is how it was in my hood and around a lot of people that I was with. When you're on the run, doors shut to you. The same homeboys that would kick it with you when you got the bag and you're partying and all that, they don't want you to come around anymore. Why? Because you're bringing the heat to their door. You're bringing the heat to the barrio. You're bringing the heat. And you'll notice a lot of homeboys are like, "Oh, yeah, you're out. Oh, you're on the run, though. Okay, yeah. Hey, Spencer Humps, I got to go to Walmart, my old lady. See the way the Walmart game works today, right?" They ain't got time for you because nobody wants drama. Or they like to hear about it and watch it entertaining on YouTube, all that. But when it really comes to the real heat of the streets, man, ain't no one trying to get punched in the mouth. Ain't no one trying to go through the motions. So I can understand where Chito Ranas is feeling left out, or he's feeling like people are turning their back on him. And they're going to continue to turn their back on you. Until you're doing the right thing, the right people don't want the wrong ones around them. Say that 3 times fast. I'll say it one more time. The right people don't want the wrong ones around them. You know, and if you're bringing heat to what they got going on, to their canton or to their pad, if you're bringing drama, people start to shy away from you, even if it's not your fault. Now, he chose to go on the run, and he chose to announce that. See, that's right there shows me a flaw in his mentality and the way he's thinking right now. There was no reason to announce that to the gente, to the people, because there's a whole bunch of haters, envious vatos that don't want him on the streets because they know the impact and the power his voice carries, right? So when you have that much power and that much impact, they're going to try to kite you up off the streets, get you up out the way, throw shit on your plate that necessarily shouldn't be there just based on they don't like you, humps. You know, I myself see you as a very talented and youngster. I see this guy, Chito Ranas, as, like I said, being the next one up and coming for Chicano rap, brown rap, because he puts himself in that box. But his talent would overcome. What he's going through right now, that's not him. He's a shadow of himself. He's a shadow of himself, and I'm not disrespecting him or wolfing on him because I understand that plea for help is there, but who's going to step up and do it? Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Swifty Blue's going to guide him. Swifty Blue needs to learn how to guide himself. You know, and I ain't going to wolf on him because lately he's been staying out the airwaves and out the mix, and he was there, and I said, I did a video on it. He pulled up to pick up Chito Ranas. That's what real ones do. And according to Chito Ranas, man, Swifty looked out for him while he was incarcerated, touched his books a whole bunch of times, made sure he stood right, and also made sure that those that were in position to surround themselves around Chito to protect him. Not necessarily like that. Hey, no one has the power to do that. There's those that do, but most of us ain't going to speak on them, right? I'm going to tell you right now, when you're incarcerated, no fucking rapper's going to call and say, hey, protect him, and no one touches him. It ain't like that. There's no fucking getting the Swifty Blue free pass in LA signed in there. No one cares. And there you have to be a man. Everyone is based upon the content of the character. However, you're judged by how you act. If you go get yourself in the drug mix in there, well, guess what? You're going to get smoked out, then smoked. If you go over there and you want to gamble a little bit, well, guess what? If you can't pay your debt, someone's going to pay the piper. And the list goes on and on. You have to be about yourself. A man is judged on what he does. If you're just going there, blend in, do your time, get on out. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a rapper, you're semi-famous, you're very famous. A man is a man at the end of the day, especially in prison. That's all that matters. So whether Swifty did in fact reach out to a few camaradas, a few homeboys, and they looked out for him, yeah, of course they might have looked out for him with a little care package, cantina. Maybe he had a couple homeboys that work R&R. They can get him to a certain building or maybe give him some good clothes. That happens. But as far as, hey, don't worry, you just say my name and you won't be touched. Hey, let me tell you right now, Swifty, you say your name and you're going to get touched. It's crazy. Now, I don't know if Swifty and his other camaradas, whoever else is from his barrio or whoever, are still rocking with him. But to me, it seems like he's on his own. It seems like he's going on these a crusade. He has a crusade, and he can't get over the fact that he's lost his homeboy. He can't get over the fact that something happened. And I think two things happened here. One is he blames himself for losing his homeboy. And, I was just talking to Dubs the other day. I think it was yesterday. We were chopping it up and we are tripping out. And I said, hey, and he agreed. When you ask for that type of energy and you surround yourself with that type of negative energy, that's what you're going to get. And that's exactly what this guy got in the situation. When him and his homeboys are riding deep in the Suburbans with 40s and this and that. And I know it's just rap music. I know a lot of people just say it. But if you're really out there living that life and you're really in the mix, what do you expect to happen? Well, someone's going to lose their life. And in this case, it happened to be one of his good friends. And I don't think he can get over it because he hasn't been able to grieve yet. So when you're incarcerated, you don't get time to grieve. A lot of people don't understand that. When you're incarcerated and you're doing time, there's too much going on and too much to worry about, gente, than to grieve for a camarada or a homeboy that got killed. You still got to go to that fucking yard that next day and you might get killed, right? So your mind never gets a chance to grieve and then you never get a chance to heal and move on. And I think he got out and everybody, oh, Chito Ranas is back. Chito Ranas is back. He's going to get straight to the music. This man never got a chance to fully go and heal. Be to himself. Maybe talk to a few homeboys over there. Ask questions. What's going on? Instead, he went straight to cover-up mode. And cover-up mode means you went straight back to the music, straight back to the, oh, man, the blue baño, I'm in the mix. Straight back to, putting on this persona and this image. And in the end, what happens? He doesn't grieve and he starts to twist his mentality up. And then he feels like, a sense of paranoia, man. Everyone's tripping on me. Nobody likes me. My own homeboys turned their back on me. Where were you guys when the homeboy came up short? You know what I mean? Where no one's giving me the answers to the fucking questions I have. And of course no one's not, because automatically you went back on the run. You got right back in the mix and nobody wants to be around. That's a different day and age. It's that we're living in right now. I said it's a different day and age, Chito. Right? It's a different day and age. Everybody's about their money. Everybody's about themselves. Nobody wants to deal with what you consider a problem because they've already moved on. They don't consider that a problem. They don't feel sorry. Now, I myself, if you do 4, 5, 6, 7 years in prison, I don't feel sorry for you. I didn't feel sorry for you when you was out there off that A1, or I didn't feel sorry for you when you was out there robbing houses, or I didn't feel sorry for you when you was out there doing what you does, cuz at the end of the day, in the meantime, in between time, all I can say is, on paro. Not even Whack 100 feels sorry for you. Nobody does. And you got to stop feeling sorry for yourself, Carnal. You got to stop seeking the attention and basically crying out for help. Because, hey, in this day and age, nobody helps nobody. They ain't going to help you do shit. What dudes are going to do is help you get out the way so the next young up and coming one could go and you'll just be forgot about. And they're going to be like, hey, remember that vato Chito Ranas? Oh, yeah, that vato was bad. Yeah. Was is the key word. If you want to get back to the bag, you want to get back to really making music, your art, your craft, you have to come out with a different type of mindset because you will be going back and it sucks. And it sucks that you announced that you were going back because then you'll go back even sooner. Or something worse could happen. And I'd hate to see that. The demise, the rise and fall of Chito Ranas never really got a chance. Vato's always been in a position in the city of Sacramento where he's outnumbered. And I know everything about being outnumbered. See, I've been in them same situations where you hit a yarda, you hit a spot, and you have to do it in your own hometown, your own city, where you're surrounded, eh? And I'm not saying that you Vatos ain't about your business and handling it, because I definitely know how part moves. I know how Sakura is. Sakura's always been a little different. You know, it wiggles. The wiggleization, the politicalization is real out there, right? So I can only understand what you went through, but I identify knowing about the numbers game and not having the numbers and having this, hey, you know, can't go to this store or that store. I mean, you can go wherever you want, but at the same time, your fucking awareness better be up. Your antennas better be circling, because if not, they're going to clip you, Mr. Grinch, and there's some sly ones, right? And that's just how it is. So he always having to go through this, always having to be on the short end of the stick. I understand. Now, what I think Chito Rana should do, this is just me, is sit down, do his time, you know, get back out with a different mentality, and maybe surround yourself with some different type of homeboys. Because it seems like whatever homeboys you got around you right now, and I'm not woofing on them, I don't know them like that. I don't know from Steven Adams, Sparker Norteño, time to get down with a funky Norteño. I can't call it. But what I do know is those that you're surrounding with yourself, you're not getting what you want from them. You're not getting the compassion, the hug, the whatever it is, homes, that you need. You know, you're basically the face of what they got going on. Everybody wants to be around you when you got a bag and you got jewelry and you're having that. When you're the man, you notice that? Oh, yeah. But the moment they want to be the man, or they feel like you can't do nothing for you anymore, you can't do nothing for them anymore, guess what happens? Whopping, Holmes. I'm going to tell you what happens. They get you out the way. They don't want to fuck with you no more. You're not him anymore. See, for 4 years while you were incarcerated, you were not him. The only ones that truly supported you were your fans. The people that loved your music, that kept pumping you and bumping you, man. I used to slap your music all the time. Not that I'm no fanboy or nothing like that, man. I just appreciate good music, and you have that. And I respect it no matter what side you're from. So those are the type of people that stood supporting you when you were blind to the eye to see it. You didn't see that. You know, you automatically assume those that you were closest to on the streets that you knew personally were going to be the ones that are there, but it's actually the ones that you don't that are. I go through some of the same motions right here on YouTube. I say, I already know what time it is. You know, some of the ones that you think are your closest homeboys and your camaradas really are plotting. They really are scheming. They really don't like you. Or even those that you thought were cool that you only helped out are plotting and scheming. They want to be you so bad. But hey, Pippin couldn't be Mike. You know what I mean? Peyton couldn't be Kemp. And motherfucking, well, shit, I was about to say Larry couldn't be Larry, but Larry is Larry. Orderly Bird, right? Could no one be Bird? I'm just saying, you know, if you look at it from the outside looking in, everybody wants to emulate or be like someone else. But when they see someone that's declining, someone they're losing their mental capacity to deal with certain situations, it's a weakness, eh? It's a weakness. And these vultures around this motherfucker, if you show them any weakness, they're coming. Oh, believe me, they're coming. And next thing you know, you're going to be that rapper that everybody was aspiring to be. And now when everyone's fucking telling on and getting out the way because they want that new youngster with the fake gold grill on and the shit he got from, the chain that says G-U-U. G-U-U, need it, right? Even the Woods are like, brother, we don't give a fuck about all this Mexican shit. Just give us some coffee. Anyways, with that being said, man, I hope Chito Ranas gets his shit together. Like I said, me, myself, if I was in a situation where I was crying out for help or I was acting out of character, I just go sit my ass down in incarceration, do my little time, get my little workout on, get my mind straight, read some good books, get back into my creator and what he's got going on for me. Put a demo down. When I say a demo down, a demo in your own mentality, man. Put a plan of action down, short-term, long-term goals, man. Get to it and get out and surround yourself with solid ones like I do. And that's it. Anyways, with that being said, hopefully you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, Chito Ranas is going to be Chito Ranas, man. I know people think that it's cool gangbanging and people think that it's cool putting on an image, but really, all those same ones that you think that think you're cool, they don't. They're laughing at you as behind your back, and that ain't cool, man. Real ones would tell you, just do you. With that being said, move smooth with a purpose, get everything you want coming to you. Ain't no one else going to do it for you. Just ask Chito, he'll tell you. Hey, straight up, if you like it, hit that thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. See, Heavy's going to be the hit that wears the crown. And I'm going to continue to wear the crown. There's vatos out there bumping my music. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And you will never have my crown. You'll never have my crown. You know what I mean? You might not even have your old lady for too much longer fucking with the gun. Because I be watching. And I love her in them wedding pictures. Bang, bang.